The doom loop cycle in the Bay Area, San Fran and Oakland continues. Got an interesting one here. The headline reads, Goodwill to shutter San Francisco headquarters and the Oakland store. I don't have an issue with the San Francisco headquarters. Do whatever you want with your office space and with your admin people. Don't care. But the Oakland store? There's something fishy there. This isn't adding up. Let's get into it. Here we go. Let's explore Goodwill closing in Oakland. Let's watch a little video. Here we go.
This week, Goodwill San Francisco Bay notified the state's Employment Development Department that it would terminate a total of 90 employees, 72 in Oakland on 30th Avenue and 18
It's our store.
in San Francisco on Post Street. The company says
Razor wire.
That will help it operate more efficiently. Fred Garvey says he used to go to the Goodwill in Oakland, but now lives in Alameda.
If this closes down, I would say, oh my God, because I really wanted to go there. I used to go to St. Vincent de Paul, Salvation Army. I would find stuff that nobody else wants. It was, to me, important. I don't think I ever bought clothes there, but it's just, it has a soft spot in everybody's heart for Goodwill somewhere.
Goodwill San Francisco Bay says last year it helped 3,600 people through its career services program. For nearly 125 years, Goodwill has been known for offering affordable clothing and goods, but in recent years, it's also gained a reputation for carrying gently used quality items priced well under retail value.
Products, the service, of course. They come in and find whatever they need, get in, get out, get ahead.
Goodwill says although it's closing a few stores, it's planning to open more stores in the near future that'll improve the shopping and donating experience.
Shopping and donating experience. The Goodwill near me, it's over my left, my shoulder, either of my shoulders, by about, we're at 134th, and that's up at 156. So a mile and a half that direction. The drop-off is literally a segment of asphalt that you take stuff out of your truck, your SUV, your car, whatever, and plop it there. So, and a guy comes by and says, you're on a tax thing? And you go, yeah or no, and you just leave your stuff there. We've had just a slew of closures in San Francisco, in Seattle, in Portland, in Oakland, in LA. Weird, right? No, it's not. You've just got stores that if they're not profitable and they're in areas where there's, say, a lot of shoplifting going on, then boom, they're the ones that are getting cut as things are getting tight. The nonprofits closures are the latest in a list of retail departures in the Bay Area. And I'm not even talking about FedEx. FedEx is also closing a number of stores. They're just like, no, can't do it. We're out. But this Oakland store, nonprofit clothing reseller, Goodwill, plans to close its San Francisco headquarters in an Oakland location and lay off 90 workers, the company reported in a notification to the state on April 7th. You know, they've got that notice they got to give to the state, so everybody's just, I feel good about getting laid off, instead of it being a last minute, boop, done, you're out of here. Being fired either way is horrible, right? I mean, just getting laid off, not good. Goodwill of the San Francisco Bay, a community-based independent organization operating under the framework of the national thrift store chain, notified California on Monday of the closures. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I went as far as I looked into the Yelp reviews. Really nothing, not much there. But check this out, all right? Check this out. As Goodwill of the San Francisco Bay looks ahead, we have made some adjustments to our existing footprint and structure to better position the organization for future growth plans in the coming years. Let's break that one down, folks. So we have made some adjustments, meaning you closed a store. 70-something people are out of a job. You made some adjustments. You closed the store, made adjustments to your existing footprint. Footprint being, how many stores we got here? And this store, it's closed. And structure to better position the organization for future growth plans. Okay, because you're going to expand to somewhere not in Oakland? That's essentially what you're saying, right? Position the organization for future growth plans in the coming years. Okay, all right, yep, I'll bite. What are those plans? What are you looking at doing? They're not saying it's anything other than have this store in Oakland. Now, the ironic thing about this store is that it was just remodeled. It was just remodeled. It just got opened up December of 2024, just a few months back. And now all of a sudden, boop, we're done. We're gone. So for future growth plans in the coming year. Okay. Yeah. But right now, the story that you are commenting on, your store is closed. Why did it close? We don't really know. The organization is actively working to secure and open new future locations that will reflect larger, more efficient operational spaces and an enhanced shopping and dining experience for our community. You just remodeled the one you're closing. What's up with that? You spent a bunch of money. You spent a bunch of resources. You were closed down. And all of a sudden, no, got to close this one down too. I mean, it's in Oakland. Need I say more? I don't know. You know what I mean? That's what I'm kind of left with after going through numerous stories on this. You're left with, that's really weird. Was there a single safety event that happened? Was there something that we're not aware of? Did management just say, oh, good Lord, we've still got a store in Oakland? There are other stores. I mean, it's not like they're walking out of the community in general. It's just that we've had so many stories of the Bay Area and Oakland being, kind of the center point because it's just had so much crime. There's so much shoplifting. There's so much theft. There's so much disrespect for the law that's what you get, right? A few stores and donation centers will be closing in the coming weeks as the company downsizes, and a few career service locations will be consolidated. This is the minimization. Yeah, we're not really doing too much here. I mean, we're, organizing and we're just a bunch of nonsense. These updates are intended to serve the local community more efficiently by closing the store. That's what we're doing. We're closing the store that just got remodeled, the nonprofit said. However, some staff reductions have occurred as a result. That's what happens when you close down stores. You don't need those additional employees, right? The organization also has 3 locations in Oakland, but according to the company, only the Goodwill outlet store on 30th Avenue, which sells clothes by the pound, is slated to close. We'll take 2 pounds of that, 2 pounds of that. Now, I don't mind going to Goodwill every now and then. I get drug in there by my significant other. She loves to get brand new clothes for basically nothing. She seems to find them because you got to go all the time, right? And you got to go at certain times when they're going to put out inventory, all that stuff. I think the only thing I've bought recently is some seeds for my garden. I know. What an old man thing to do. But it's the only thing it was like 50 cents for a packet. They were decent seeds. The Oakland store closure is set for June 7th and will affect 72 employees. Company reported that one of its headquarters in Polk Street in San Francisco is also slated to close. That's affecting 18 employees. And then the article goes right into the Lululemon. Lululemon, a high-end fitness clothing company, abruptly closed its uptown Oakland location. The location of the Goodwill that we're talking about, it's kind of in the industrial section. Now, it's close to the water, industrial section. The location of Lululemon, that was just to the east of downtown. It abruptly closed its uptown location on Broadway this past Sunday. Just boom, done. Boom, done. Whole bunch of stores going down this road because you've got safety issues. And if you are in retail and your numbers are not panning out, you immediately close the ones where we've had the most conflicts between nut jobs running around and whatever else you've got going on. Whether it's, we need a bigger space, we need to do this, we need to do that. Yeah, this is a quick video. This is an Instagram video, vertical video of the store. It's open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. How to shop. Shoppers can enter the clearance center on a first come, first served basis each hour. Each shopping block is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Maybe it was the way that they had people shopping. I mean, is this to deter? What are we trying to accomplish here? Each shopping block is 1 hour and 30 minutes. Shoppers must check out and leave at the end of the block. So when your 90 minutes is up, you are out of here. No more shopping for you. Goodwill teams will rotate in new items during breaks between each shopping group. Just this weird deal at this store. You're shopping by the pound. You've got blocks of time when you can come in. And the article starts off with, the post starts off with, this is 15 weeks ago. This is back in December when they reopened after a major remodeling. Back and better than ever, we have reopened our Oakland Clearance Center, open daily from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. 5 p.m. That is so early, but then you don't want to be open when it's dark, do you? No siree. So close up that bad boy. That's what you do in terrible areas. You close up before there's even a hint of daylight leaving you. We welcome you to treasure hunt for deals at discounted and by the pound prices. Please note, children 12 and under are not allowed in at our clearance centers. There's no messing around with kids. No little kids. No jack off kids that are going to do their whatever little kid thing to do. Also, no shoplifting by children. Can't use your kids in shoplifting. I'm just throwing these things out here because, it doesn't make a ton of sense. There's a reason for this, but we are completely being blown over with the corporate nonsense. We're not being told what's going on. Target to close 9 stores in 4 Democrat-led states, citing organized retail crime. Yeah, that happened in California as well, right? Yeah, in California, a trio of locations of the Target stores, the Oakland Broadway store. That's in the same area. That's in the same area of our Goodwill. I mean, it's like, okay, just everybody's doing a mass exit out of Oakland. Everybody. Mayor's getting recalled. I mean, you just got a bunch of nonsense going on, right? So this whole corporate speak on the closure of this one store, why aren't they why aren't they coming right out and saying what the reason is? Because it's in a crappy area and it's getting robbed 10 ways from Sunday. They can't seem to work out how not to get shoplifted from. Maybe that's not the story. Then tell it to us. And why aren't they telling it to us? Because they're hiding something. Clearly. I mean, there's some reason going on here because otherwise they'd say profitability, rent's too high. Instead, we just got a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of and basically no explanation other than, sorry about those, what was it, 90 people or whatever that are going to be out of a job. Lay off 90 workers. We're really sorry about that, but maybe they can go to our other store. Who knows? Right? Who knows? But we've just had so many store closures where corporate has come right out and said, no, it's a safety issue. And it's not just Oakland. It's not just San Fran. We had store after store after store after store in Portland during the pandemic. Closed. Seattle, we had Cheesecake Factory a couple of weeks ago say, oops, sayonara. They were a handful of blocks from the Pike Place Market, which gets about 10 million visitors annually. And you can't keep a Cheesecake Factory open because it's not safe. Because you only go a few blocks away from a really busy tourist spot and you just got a bunch of fentanyl smoking, whacked out nut jobs running around with machetes and swords because the city isn't really doing a whole lot. Now, people are telling me, oh, Sean, a lot of these areas, they're getting cleaned up. It's like, okay, well, why is Cheesecake Factory leaving downtown Seattle? Well, because economics and people aren't going out to eat as much. Well, they're opening one up not in downtown Seattle nearby. Why is that? Well, because you don't have enough fentanyl addicts impacting that location. It's a better location. So was this about location? Clearly. But, one of the things that keeps coming back to my mind here is why they remodel the store. The physical location of the store hasn't changed. It's one of the irrefutable characteristics of real estate. There are no two locations that are the same. Simple example is two side-by-side sites, exact same square footage, exact same views, exact same everything. They're going to have a different legal description, aren't they? This one's going to be lot 1. This one's going to be lot 2. There's your difference. Never mind your GPS coordinates. They're all going to be different. But the location of this Goodwill store, it hasn't changed. Everybody knows what the deal is. The physical constraints of this store. It's 120 feet by 190 feet that direction. That didn't change. Maybe the color of the walls you changed. Okay. You tried to change the configuration because you're having people come in at certain hours and shop and drop for an hour and a half, and you got to get the F out. And no kids under 12. I mean, I don't, that's a weird one to me because it seems like a lot of parents, especially if you're really trying to make your budget count, you're going to want to take your kids because you probably don't have money for a babysitter, or you're not doing the whole, somebody watching your kid thing. All right, Johnny and Susie, get the F in the back of the car. We're going shopping. We're going to Goodwill. You got some of that action going, but then you get to Goodwill and it's like, yeah, you guys got to stay in better yet, we're in Oakland. I don't think you're going to be staying in the car here. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think is the real reason Goodwill shut this store down, but something is fishy. Something tells me, and I went to the Yelp and I didn't find anything there. I did a good sized search just about everywhere. And it's either got to be one of those situations where the location is it's so bad that it was just an easy call for corporate, if they've got a few underperforming stores, to say, we're going to shut down the one in the least profitable and the highest probability of having a major safety event. I'd be okay with that. But this whole notion of just kind of sending you off on a goose chase of information because the story that they're giving you makes no sense at all. But you know what's happening is people are just basically taking it. They're just taking it because they've had so many stores within their community already shut down because of terrible public policy. And that's what this comes down to. Don't have enough cops. You defunded the police. You got a mayor, 𝗥𝗘𝗠𝗜, who's corrupt. Her boyfriend's corrupt. Get corruption charges. You got all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, you've just got corruption left and right. And you're in California. You're not exactly putting the bad guys away. You're not even prosecuting the bad guys. We're not even going after shoplifters. So, why would Goodwill be any different? It's not. But I'm waiting for a new story to come out and give the real reason as to why this store closed down. Because you can throw out that corporate speak all day long, and you know what that means to me? Nothing. What that means, well, I shouldn't say nothing. I should say it means that there's some kind of cover up for something else going on here. And locals probably know. If you're a local and you know why this store is closing down, let me know in the comments. I'm dying to know because I'm physically not there, right? All I can do is look at it on a map, look at my reviews, look at all the news stories, and they all gave the same nonsense. So somebody let me know if you've been there. Let me know what the deal is. I'm dying to know. Thanks for being here. Catch up soon. Thanks again. Bye for now.